Protesters have marched in the streets of Ghana's capital, denouncing U.S. military expansion in the West African nation. When the controversial military cooperation deal was approved by Parliament last week, some of its members walked out in disapproval. The U.S. will invest $20 million in equipment and training for the country's army. The deal also includes joint exercises and the right to use the nation's radio frequencies and runways. Some locals think it infringes on Ghana's sovereignty.
Today, as Ghanaian citizens, to demonstrate against the decision by our president to sign an agreement with the U.S. government to bring their military into Ghana.
My country is on the verge of being sold. I will not sit down as a student for my country to be sold. That is why I decided to forfeit my lectures just to be present in this demonstration.
Our guests told us why they think Ghana is not getting a good deal.
The question is, would the Ghanaian military be allowed to use United States radio frequencies in the United States of America? The answer would be flatly no. This is a one-sided deal, a one-sided arrangement. Keep in mind as well that U.S. oil giants have been exploring offshore from Ghana and reportedly have discovered many finds in terms of petroleum. And I dare say that these U.S. oil giants are also concerned about protecting their investments in West Africa, and therefore they would also demand and desire an enhanced and increased U.S. military role.
Washington really is shrunk from its responsibilities in the world. Instead of helping African countries develop their economic powers by investing in infrastructure and rail development, roads, energy, ports, the United States has increasingly relied on military kinetic warfare to fight the terrorists. And this doesn't work because the reason these terrorists are able to recruit is because of the poor economic conditions that virtually drive the young people into the hands of the terrorists for a small amount of money.
All right, Shalom. I want to first start off giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, the men that taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites according to the Bible, who are scattered throughout the four corners of the world. Okay, as you can see on the video I just played, this was from RT News. The so-called white man, is not wanted in the earth, All the nations around the world are sick and tired of the so-called white man, especially through the United States of America, known in the Bible as Babylon the Great, okay? And it has many other code names to this place, America, the United States of America, which when the nations think of the United States of America, they think of the so-called white man, Esau, the Edomites, okay? They think of the so-called white man, and they're not welcome in these countries, man. Nobody wants the so-called white man in their land, because what is the MO of Esau? What is his track record shown in the planet Earth? His track record showed that he's on a conquest. He's been on a conquest ever since he's come into power. Okay? Anytime any nation is in power, whichever kingdom is ruling, they're constantly on a conquest to take over, to basically expand their empire, to expand their kingdom. And especially the so-called white man. He actually wants the whole planet to itself. The whole planet Earth he wants to itself. Now in this video, what I got out of it is the so-called white man Esau, he is over there because there are natural resources over there, mineral resources. The so-called white man in this news clipping, it said that they have been surveying the land around Ghana, and they found petroleum over there. So why you think Esau, you devils, the so-called white man, is over there? He is over there because it's a benefit from being over there. You know, he can come up off the land. He can make money. All right. And Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, starting around the 5th and the 6th verse, it come to mind again. This is a scripture that come out all the time. One of my favorite scriptures is the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. You know, because it really expressed and it defined that this prophecy is talking about Esau, the so-called white man, through America primarily. Okay? So the so-called white man is at it again, and he gonna stay at it because his plan is to have control over all the people on the planet Earth and all of the resources of the planet Earth. And he's gonna do it through his military because that was his blessing. The blessing of the so-called white man, if you go back to Genesis, I believe the 27th chapter, let me check it real quick. Yeah, I believe it's Genesis 27. Right, if you go back to Genesis 27, around the 39th verse through the 41st verse, it tells you Esau blessing, which he got from his father Isaac. Okay, but really the blessing comes from the Most High. You know, so Esau in prophecy at it again, doing what he does best, which is steal, rape, rob, and murder. And he's gonna do so with his military. He's gonna steal, he's gonna murder, he's gonna bring his philosophy to your land. He's done it, his track record has proved it. And he's gonna do it through his military. What the hell is the US military showing up over there for? Why do they want to take, I believe it was $20 million to invest over there in the Ghana military, so they can have control over the military over there. That's the reason, and so they can occupy the land for the resources. You know. So let me go ahead and bring out some scriptures real quick. This is St. John chapter 10, verse 10. It says, "The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy." And them people over there in Ghana, a lot of them over there are Israelites. Okay? A lot of them are Israelites. And they know, they know that the so-called white man mean them no good. They get thinking in their mind, why does this man want to come over here and basically take over the military, have control over the military? This man's track record is screaming aloud throughout the planet Earth, man. Everybody knows the treachery and the wickedness that the so-called white man has brought into planet Earth. He has done, anytime he has shown up, he has done nothing but kill, steal, and destroy. Okay? And you can't expect nothing different from him. You can't expect nothing different from somebody that hadn't shown no different. Okay? That's the only thing that they have shown, and they try to cloak it through being the devil. They try to cover it up through being the devil, meaning deceiving you. speaking smooth words, coming with certain writings, legislation to back up their cause while they in your land, but it's all BS, man. They over there with an ulterior motive to steal, to kill, and destroy, man. So John 10:10, it says, the thief cometh not. The so-called white man is nothing but a thief. It says the thief cometh not but for to steal. All he's going to do, you can expect nothing else from him. But for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and they might have it more abundantly. Okay? So that's what you can expect from the so-called white man. And you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans here in the States, in Babylon the Great itself, that trust in this man, you a goddamn fool. Because he ain't done nothing but rape, rob, and murder the Israelites here in America, man. Starting with the Native American Indians, the so-called Mexican Indians, so forth and so on. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter. I'm going to get straight to the point because I don't want to make this video long. It was just to bring out this some, news, what's going on in the world, and to bring out prophecy, the so-called white man in prophecy, doing what he does best, because this is his blessing. His blessing is to use the sword to steal, to kill, and to destroy. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, saying? That's what they was doing in the beginning of this video. They were saying, what are they saying? Let me play the video.
Thousands of protesters have marched in the streets of Ghana's capital denouncing U.S. military expansion in the West African nation. No USA! No USA! No USA! When the controversy.
And they saying no USA, but in their mind, they can't stand the so-called white people, you Edomites. They can't stand America. That's why they saying no USA. And you better believe they wish destruction upon you, because you doing nothing but committing thievery in the earth. Okay? And it says, let me read that again. And shall not all these take up a parable against him? Him is who? You Edomites, starting from your elites, starting with your elites, really dealing with the ruling class that's running things and calling shots. Okay? To America. Because America, the so-called white man is in control, and he uses America as his forefront to push their agenda, man, and to take over countries and to take over their resources. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increaseth. See, the so-called white man is trying to increase that which is not his. Okay? Because he's over there for that petroleum. That's what I believe. He's over there because there's a resource on the land, or next or close to the land, that increaseth that which is not his. How long? Okay? And his time for doing these things in the earth is just about up. The Most High is about to take this piece of shit white man out of power, man. And that's exactly what he is, man. The so-called white man, starting from their elites, you Edomites, because you do have Israelites that come, basically Israelites that have been scattered throughout the four corners of the world that look like all the nations, even the so-called white man. But the Edomites, starting with the elites, all the way to your average bum Edomite, the Most High is finna take you down and and destroy your kingdom and put you in slavery. All right? And to him that laded himself with thick clay, and that lets you know right there, it's talking about America, okay? That especially, well, that puts the icing on the cake, so to speak, because this place is covered in debt, is sinking, is drowning in debt, okay? And that word thick clay in the Hebrew is ibat yat, which means heavy debt. The American economy, Babylon the Great's economy, is over 200 trillion in debt, okay? This place is going down, man, and the world is tired of this fucking devil. And you Israelites should be tired of him over here too. But we know 2/3 of you is going embrace this man to your destruction. 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So with that, that's pretty much it. America, the so-called white man, back at it again, or at it. They never stop. You know, they constantly on the conquest, lying, deceiving, to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Now, I hope this was a edifying video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the men that taught us this truth, and peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.